For those of you who hadn't heard and were wondering where I've been, well, partly I was away on a trip with my husband, but the day I got back, my mom passed away. So I was just taking a little bit of extra time for myself. I wanted to thank everybody for your support. I just want you to know that I read every single word that you all sent to me with condolences and just love and care. It's incredibly overwhelming, and I thank you and I love you guys. You know, you're just proving to me why I feel like I have the best viewers and subscribers on YouTube. Period. Anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way from the very beginning, and let's get into this episode. Hi everybody, it's me Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of New York City, Season 13, Episode 8, A Harlem Night. Well, I guess we're starting with a getting ready montage. We see Ebony getting hair and makeup done, and Ramona calls Ebony to tell her that she is going to bring a friend, her friend Bershawn, because according to Ramona, they already have plans for that night. I don't know, that sounds a little fishy, but in any case, Ebony seems okay with it. She said that she already called the venue to tell them that a few of my friends might want to bring a +1. So maybe Ebony really is getting to know these women. Over at Sonia's house, she's picking out an outfit. She has a new intern named Emma, and Emma is just like the old intern. Just pretty much stands around and watches Sonia do everything. I don't know what these interns do. I mean, maybe they just get her coffee or something. Although, to be fair, I've never even seen them get her coffee. They just seem to be learning how to do basic things. Like, here's how you draw a bath. Here's how you wipe the counter. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like they're helping Sonia that much. And you know, honestly, how much help does Sonia need? What's she doing? Anyway, as I said, Sonia's picking out her outfit for the Harlem Nights party, and she tells us in her confessional that she only knows Harlem like a tourist would, because according to her, she's too lazy to leave her own neighborhood. If she can't walk there, somebody's going to have to send a car for her. We check in with Luann, who is on the phone with Leah now, and they're comparing notes on what they're wearing. And Leah said that she's wearing like a green satin suit. And Luann said, "Oh, wouldn't you know it, I've got a green satin dress laying out, so I'll just put that away." Yeah, close call. In her confessional, Luann tells us that she's been to Harlem a lot. When she lived on the Upper West Side with Jacques, they used to go to Harlem a lot for, I can't remember what she said, a certain club or restaurant, I think. I don't know. Okay, next, Ramona is picking up her friend Bershawn. It's the night of the party, and both of them are all glittery and ready to go. Ramona tells us that she and Bershawn met over the summer through mutual friends. They just hit it off, and they started hanging out together. She says, "I just love that Bershawn speaks her mind." Oh, okay. You don't love when Leah does it. And Ramona, surprise, surprise, tells us that she has never been to Harlem before. According to Ramona, people just kind of stay in their own region. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, because do you remember when last year Leah had them all meet at a bathhouse downtown, and they all acted like she had them driving to, some far crazy place? Anyway, Ramona and Bershawn are talking in the car, and Bershawn said, "Do you remember what you said to me when we first met?" And Ramona goes, "Whoa, what did I say?" Honestly, I was thinking the same thing, like, uh-oh. Bershawn said, "You told me I like your eyelashes, but they're a little too long for the daytime." So Ebony arrives at the venue first, and she says, "I'm coming off of a massive dose of these women's world. I went to the Hamptons and Ramona's house. I was on her turf. Now it's time for them to come to my world. And there's no better place to be in the epicenter of Black culture and Black excellence than Harlem, USA." Okay, so Ebony's friend Natalie is the first to arrive, followed by Leah and then Luann. Both Leah and Luann acted like they were going to die getting down these stairs. And I have no idea why, because it wasn't even that many stairs. I'm thinking it's because they look like they were metal, almost like the stairs you would find on a fire escape, that was kind of open, like maybe they thought their heel was going to get caught in there. I don't know. It didn't look like treacherous to me or anything, but they both made mention of it. Plus, if you remember last year, Leah had that Married to the Mob party where people had to go down an entire flight of stairs. And also, as I'm thinking of it, Ramona's birthday party. Didn't everybody come down like a whole flight of stairs for that thing too? So it's got to be that they think they're going to get a heel stuck. Geez, now Sonia did the exact same thing. Maybe they're steep or something. Oh my God. Now Ramona and Bershawn. What is with the stairs, you guys? Ramona goes, isn't there an elevator? And Bershawn's like, hold your heels, girl. So I think I was right. It must be that they're metal and there's like openings, whatever. So they get inside and Bershawn is meeting everybody. She's super complimentary. I think she's cute. I kind of like her. Side note, I believe the rumor is that Bershawn was in the running to be a new housewife this season. But I don't know if that's true or not. But, Ebony got it. And maybe she's being tested like as, how they start off as a friend of. Maybe that's what's happening with Bershawn. Oh, I just found an E! Online story. This was from March 2021 that said, it's official. Bershawn Shaw is joining the cast of Real Housewives of New York. I mean, something must have happened, right? This is episode 8. It's the first time we're even seeing Bershawn. Plus, it's not like she has an apple or a tagline yet. So she meets Sonia and she tells her, oh, I've heard so many nice things about you. And Sonia's like, from Ramona? And she said, yeah. So in her confessional, Sonia said, Ramona and I talk well about each other when we're with other people. We stick up for each other. But that doesn't mean I haven't talked about her within our group. Okay. So just on TV. Okay, so the party starts at the bar downstairs with a mixology class, which, again, it's a very small group of women. Maybe there's 8 of them. I don't think it's the best choice, and I feel like it seems to be a little bit awkward for Luann and Leah. I'm not saying everybody's life needs to change because, a couple of your friends are sober. It's just that, do you have to have like a whole cocktail making class, Anyway, everyone's giggling and laughing and having a good time. And Bershawn said, I need that cocktail because I've had a long day. And Ebony said, America has had a long day. Because if you remember, this is the day after the election. In her confessional, Ebony said, it's 24 hours after the election, and we still don't know who our next president is going to be. Oh, boy. Okay, so before they go upstairs to eat, Ebony wanted Gil, the bartender, to take a picture of all the ladies. And they ended up using Ramona's phone because Ebony didn't have hers. So first, Ramona is like, I don't like this because it's like white and black. Like she wanted to commingle everybody, black, white. Then she wanted Gil to take it in portrait mode because it's better for Instagram. In Ebony's confessional, she goes, maybe Sonia was right about Ramona. It's all for the gram. Okay, so upstairs at the table, Ebony has put place cards out for everyone, and now she's passing out a gift. Each woman gets a different candle from the Harlem Candle Company. And now Leah's sister Sarah walks in. I totally forgot she was coming. Everyone's getting another drink order in, and I guess the first course is coming out soon. So Ebony tells everyone that by your place cards, each of you will find that you have been assigned a particular icon from the Harlem Renaissance. In Ebony's confessional, she said, I learned that most of these women know zero about the true, authentic Black story. And since Ebony has an academic background in it, she's excited to share and teach the others. Well, as you might imagine, it's not as well received as Ebony might hope. Honestly, part of the problem could have been the editing, because even Luann was like, oh, I'm Billie Holiday. That's great. But where's the food? Where's the music? That's what I'm used to in Harlem. And in Ramona's confessional, I find this is very informative, but I thought I came here for dinner. Ramona, why can't it be both? I mean, was it the editing, do you think, you guys? Or was Ebony really yammering on and on for hours? Because that's what they made it sound like. I don't know. It didn't seem that way to me. It seemed like she went around the table, told a brief story about each of the icons and why she chose him or her for each of the ladies. She was literally sharing her culture with them. I thought it was interesting. Maybe it went on a lot longer than Bravo made it seem, but in Ramona's confessional, she said, I wish that with the invitation, Ebony would have given us an agenda. Yeah, that's it, an agenda. Like cocktails, 1 hour. History class, 1 hour. Ramona ate the sandwich off of Sonia's plate. She was so hungry. In Leah's confessional, she said, Ebony is losing some of her students, and I don't know how she is not seeing that this isn't going as well as she thinks it is. Bershawn says, I love it. It's really showing our history and our culture because we sort of get brushed over. Then she goes on to say, I hate this. You're a white girl from the Upper East Side and you're a black girl from Harlem. I can't stand that. We live in the United States of America. We're all the same. Oh, Ebony goes, well, I wouldn't say we're all the same. Bershawn was trying to say that black, Asian, white, whatever you are at the core, we're all the same inside. And Ebony says that, I get what she means, but because these women already think that we're exactly the same in all the wrong ways, Ebony was trying to get them to see some of their uniqueness. So finally, the first course is served, and it's octopus. I don't think I could ever be hungry enough to want to eat the octopus. But that's just me. Leah and Bershawn get up to go to the ladies' room, and Ramona tells Ebony that she's not feeling well, and so she might have to leave in the middle of the courses. She's already plotting her exit. Ebony says, I'm just glad that you came. And Sonia, who's sitting next to her, said, do you have that vertigo again? Ramona, how did you know? Oh, you know me so well. Either that or she just gave you one out. She thought of something for you. I don't know. I don't know if she really had it or not. But Sarah said, what is vertigo? Okay, your sister has it, Sarah. How do you not know what that is? If I am not mistaken, when they were in the Hamptons painting the nude model, didn't Leah say she had vertigo again and have to go in the house? For as close as those two are as sisters, I would think she would know that her sister has it. Whatever. She says, what is vertigo? And Ramona goes, here, I'll show you. Luann, you're going to show us your vertigo? Yeah, Sonia, get up. So they're holding hands, and she's like, you're going to catch me. And as soon as she closes her eyes, she starts swaying to the right and like falling off balance. Meanwhile, while that fun is going on, Leah and Bershawn are standing by the bar, and they're talking about Leah's grandmother passing away, and Bershawn tells Leah that she's a cancer survivor. Side note, what is that on Leah's sleeve? It doesn't look like it's part of her outfit. At first I thought it was like a clothing tag, but now that I'm looking at it, it looks like maybe she just leaned on a random sticker and it stuck to her sleeve. I don't know. Anyway, Bershawn tells us that she had breast cancer, stage 4, and the doctor told her she had 3 months to live. So she's cancer-free now, and Leah said, how do you live your life differently now, or what's that like for you? And she said, I do what I want now. I don't give a fuck what people think of me. Leah laughs, and she goes, oh, we're going to get along great. Anyway, back at the table, Ramona says that her vertigo is from stress. And she tells them that Coco's not doing well. I mean, that makes me sad. Even though I know Coco is 39 years old, which is, that's a good life for any dog. Still, it's sad. Sonia thinks that Ramona did too much when she hosted everybody in the Hamptons. And Ramona's like, I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be perfect. I notice this table here, Ebony, this is perfection. Right down to these. And she holds up the card with the icon on it. And Ebony goes, and who did I give you? Duke Ellington. Ramona goes, and you made one for my new friend? And Ebony said, yeah, I really like her. even though she told us that she wasn't so thrilled that Bershan said what she said about everybody being exactly the same. But speak of the devil, Bershan and Leah are back. And Bershan has a cocktail in her hand that is called the Bershan. So she has just had a cocktail named for herself. In Ebony's confessional, she said, I just met Bershan for the first time, and she chose to give out those all lives matter vibes, and it's making me feel very dismissed. Anyway, so Ramona says she's leaving because she's not feeling well. So she goes, and Bershan stays, which, at the very beginning of this episode, Ramona said that she and Bershan already had plans, and that's why she was going to bring Bershan. I guess the plans went out the window because Ramona's not feeling well. I don't know. But as soon as she leaves, Bershan tells everyone a story. She goes, okay, be honest. Me and my bestie were out just 4 days ago. She's dating a guy she loves, and he has a small penis. Would you break up? That's your friend, Ramona. She's just like Leah. She speaks her mind. She talks about dicks. So I don't know why Bershan is your friend, but Leah drives you nuts. Even Sonia in her confessional said maybe it was a good idea that Ramona left. But everybody has a good time that night, and they leave saying, yes, we should do this again sometime. It was nice meeting you, and, everyone seems to be in a good place. For now. All right, it is the next day. Ramona is wearing a sheet mask and having a conversation with Coco. Sonia's talking to Marley. And Leah and Ebony have met at a restaurant and they're having lunch together. Ebony tells her that she feels very proud of her Harlem Nights party and how much effort she put into it. And she said, I feel like it's really resonated with everybody. And then she asks Leah, do you think everyone appreciated it? Leah said, yeah, completely. Okay. She goes, Ramona. And Ebony goes, no, Ramona sent me a text the next day thanking me and telling me how much she enjoyed it. And Sonia sent me a really nice message. I did think Lou was a little quiet, maybe. Leah just chalks it up to, everyone can't be on their game all the time. So, also, you had a whole mixology class at the beginning of that. So maybe that was a little hard for Luann. She does go on to say, sometimes white people are afraid they're going to get it wrong. And they talk about how powerful Ebony can be with her words and that, she can be a little intimidating. Ebony says, I know I'm not on the payroll to teach white women, but sometimes I think to myself, if not me, then who? I think she does enjoy talking about her culture, her history, and things like that, and educating. Some people are just like that. I don't think it's like you have to pull teeth to get her to tell you about herself and her culture, At the same time, she's right. It's not her job to teach them. Leah was kind of trying to gently tell Ebony that, maybe just get to know them as friends first. And then once you are friends, they will learn from you just, by being around you. I get that the ultimate goal has a better chance of being successful by, being very gentle with these ladies and not hitting them over the head with stuff. But I just imagine it would be very irritating to a black person to be told, that they have to be so careful to not make a white person uncomfortable. Next, we are at Luann's apartment with her assistant. Guys, is that new? Luann having a personal assistant? I know Sonia has had interns since day one, but I don't remember Luann. And I would think, during the pandemic when she isn't even doing her cabaret show, why do you need an assistant? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, she offers her some peanuts. And I think her name is Molly. She said, sure. And Luann goes, yeah, because you're on the keto diet, right? And Molly's like, no. And Luann goes, you're not? Oh, God, Luann, what are you saying? She should be? I thought you were. Anyway, Victoria comes over now, and Luann tells Molly that Victoria hasn't had a drink in over a year. And she tells her that she's proud of her. And Luann said, listen, Sonia brought up to me the other day that we used to have fun and party, and, I like to party. I love to party. I have great memories of those days. Will I ever do it again? I don't know the answer to that. I think if you're contemplating that, then the answer is yes, you will do it again. I thought she had come to this realization that she can't drink. Didn't she say that at the beginning of the season? And now she's like, who's to say if I'll start drinking again? It seems to me that if you aren't willing to just flat out say, I can't ever do this again, then you're probably going to do it again, right? She goes, anyway, I would just really like Sonia to reel it in. Then we get a flashback. Wells Fargo! The best fight ever. Oh, God. Do you think Wells Fargo ever imagined that they would be at the center of a housewife fight? Anyway, Victoria tells her that, the best thing you can do for Sonia is to be a good example for her. And Luann's like, I'm a lot more calm and happy now. So there's a delivery. Molly sees it on her phone, and she's like, I'm going to go down and get it. And while she's gone, Victoria and Luann move over to the couch. And Victoria said, you're so much better now. You're just my mom. I think when I was younger, I knew you this way. And then there was that period, flashback 2018, her being arrested by the police. What did I do wrong? Luann says in her confessional that when she was Victoria's age, she had to deal with her father's alcoholism, and she's kind of recognizing the parallels now. Victoria said, this is all I wanted as a kid. I wanted you to just be honest and acknowledge the insanity and say you were sorry. It's all I ever wanted. And Luann said, well, listen, I put you through hell for such a long time. So I just want to say I'm sorry. And then she starts crying. It is actually a very touching scene. She's like, I made so many mistakes. And they hug. And Victoria's like, it's okay, Mom. It's just sweet. Now we are at Leah's house, and she is with her daughter, Keir, who is 13 now. And this woman, Whitney, is coming over, and she is like a counselor who helps with like kids choosing a high school. And Leah's like, when she's here, Keir, I want you to speak up and like tell her what you want. And Keir goes, I don't know what I want. You're the one that wants me to go to a private school. And Leah goes, oh, no, I don't. I just want you to have options. So Whitney gets there and talks about, what we want for sure is for you to go to a school that promotes project-based learning, whatever that is. And Leah's like, oh, yeah, for sure. And she tells her, I know you've been dealing with my mother. I'm sorry about that. In her confessional, she said, my mother is so involved in every decision I make with Kiki because she is obsessed with her. She wants to make Kiki the daughter I never was to her. Next, Ebony is paying a visit to Ramona's house, and she comes with her dog, Carrie. So I hope Coco's up for visitors. I know she wasn't feeling well. In her confessional, Ramona said, I invited Ebony over because I want to get to the meat and potatoes of her. Yeah, she can be a little preachy sometimes, but I enjoy her company. She has a good heart and a good soul, and I respect her. She says that about everybody, doesn't she? She's got a good soul. Anyway, Ebony asks her, how did you like the night in Harlem? And Ramona just sort of compliments her attention to detail. I think that's Ramona's way of avoiding the whole, I liked that I learned something too, And Ebony said, that's good. So we don't have to talk too much about it, but how are you feeling about the election and how our city and world will be in the next few months? Ramona, I just don't really want to think about it. And Ebony said, well, if it goes the way it looks like it might go, what I am very, very happy about is that America's daughters, they get to see a female vice president. They've never seen that in American history. Ramona is visibly upset by this. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. She gets up, and Ebony said, have we ever had a female vice president, Ramona? I mean, that's just a fact. Ramona goes, let's have a nice evening. I don't want to talk politics. Ebony in her confessional said, I'm shocked that Ramona was so triggered by that. I actually thought we could have middle ground because we're women and she has a daughter. I mean, can't we all just agree that it's great to see women advancing in politics? So Ramona goes, well, I'll change the subject. So after that weekend that we had, Ebony is not letting that happen. She goes, well, I am happy about Kamala Harris. I'll say that. Ramona's like, and you have a right to be. So I was going to say, after our whole weekend, you really opened up my mind to things. So first, I looked up and Ebony goes, microaggression. She's like, yeah. Flashback to her and Luann having lunch or something 9 days ago. Luann, microaggression? What's that all about? Google it. I don't know. Ramona did. Why couldn't Luann? Anyway, so Ramona tells Ebony some of the things that she learned that were microaggressions, like following a black woman around the store, or when a black woman comes in to the store, directing her to the sale rack, or saying, you have really great hair. And Ebony goes, is it yours? People ask me that all the time, Ramona. So it opened up my mind. And Ebony said, you seemed like you appreciated knowing. And she said, I did. Absolutely. Ebony talks about how divided our country is right now. And she's like, I mean, we don't even know who our president is, which is indicative of a divided country. Ramona, well, excuse me, but we don't have a president because normally there wouldn't be mail-in ballots, which she's right. Normally, we're not in a global pandemic. And Ebony's like, you didn't want to talk politics, Ramona. And she goes, well, you keep bringing it up. Can we just change the subject? I'm going to step away because I like you, but I'm feeling like you're teaching me. You're preaching. And Ebony goes, tell me what I taught you. Ramona, I don't know. I'm walking away for a minute. So she leaves and goes in her bedroom. Listen, I do get that it is a lot of work for Ramona to be Ebony's friend. She just wants to have a fun, easy night, girl talk or whatever. I understand that. I just think it's worth it. And like I said, Ramona goes to her room and she's talking to Coco. I know she's trying to teach me something, but I don't want to be educated. And Ebony said, I don't care what her politics are. I'm trying to discover what her values are. Because if we can come together on values, we could have a real friendship. Ramona comes back out and she's wearing her happy necklace of 2 butterflies, a big butterfly and a little one. That's me and Avery. She tells Ebony she doesn't want to fight. And Ebony said, I don't want to fight either, Ramona, but I want to be authentic with you so that we could be good girlfriends. Ramona, I just want to have fun right now. I had a really hard week. And Ebony said, that's the white female fragility, Ramona. And Ramona goes, you're preaching. Ebony says, I'm not. Ramona, you are. Ebony goes, that's gaslighting. Ramona, I'm not gaslighting you. And Ebony said, yes, you are. And Ramona said, I invited you into my home. And Ebony's like, I want to have a real friendship with you, Ramona. Ramona's like, fine, I do too. And Ebony said, because I like you. Ramona, I like you too. Ebony, but you can't only like me when I say the things you want me to say. Ramona tells her that she can say whatever she wants, but she just doesn't want it to be political. I don't want to talk about race, religion, or creed. And Ebony goes, Ramona, that's who I am. And Ramona said, well, then you know what? You need to back off a little bit because the other girls are not feeling good about this. They feel like you're lecturing us. Flashback to Luann, Sonia, and Ramona after the Harlem night party. And Luann goes, it was a fun night, but we were just talking about how it's like we were back in school. And Sonia said, well, you know, when you're with Ebony, you feel like it's her platform to educate us. It's a huge movement right now. And Luann said, no, I know, and I respect that. And then Sonia said, but I wonder when it's going to loosen up a little bit with her. I mean, Sonia, you just said you understand that it's a really big movement right now, yet you want it to loosen up already. I don't know. I feel like you need to strike while the iron's hot. Like if there's any movement at all in the racism in this country due to the Black Lives Matter movement, now's the time to keep going with it and not lose momentum. You know, I mean, we finally have a tiny foothold. And, she wants her to loosen up. I don't know. Real and significant change is uncomfortable, period. Doesn't mean it's not worth it, though. So Ebony's like, you invited me here, Ramona, and I thought we were in a good place. And Ramona said, we are in a good place. And Ebony said, but you can't tell me not to feel how I feel, Ramona. Ramona's like, it's too heavy of a conversation. I just want to escape for 24 hours. And Ebony said, Ramona, I'm glad you can do that. I don't have the privilege to do that. Does that make sense? I can't escape it. I can't take this off. Do you have a coat closet for my blackness, Ramona? I thought that was really good. I thought that might actually get her to go, okay, I get it. No, she tells her that she feels attacked. I tried to understand. I tried to take things in. I did. And I'm actually, I didn't have to bring this up. I mean, the other person that I want to bring up is E.J. Walker. She was the first freaking millionaire, and she was black. So Ebony goes, C.J. Walker. Ramona goes, whatever, Walker. And Ebony said, no, not whatever, Ramona. Ramona's like, all right, I gotta go. They're at Ramona's house, just in case you forgot. I gotta go, she says. She goes, all right, it's lovely to see you. Thank you for the great gifts. And Ebony goes, it wasn't lovely to see me, though. You were upset. And why? And Ramona said, you were correcting me. Oh, it's not C. Okay, it is C. It's not E. And Ebony said, I didn't do it like that. Ramona goes, you could have said, wow, it's admirable that you knew the first millionaire woman was a black chick. Or with that chick. Instead, you corrected me like a teacher. You know what? You're not getting it right now. And Ebony's like, because that was her name. Ramona, oh my God, that's not the point. I actually think Ramona is right here. The fact that she took the effort to learn about C.J. Walker, or at least watch the miniseries on Netflix. I mean, I don't know. She probably didn't even bother to watch that, which was very good. I mean, Octavia Spencer can do no wrong, but it was done very well. Anyway, the fact that she looked that up, I think that was more important, like a bigger win for Ebony than her getting C.J. Walker's name exactly right. I think Ebony holds herself to an extremely high standard, and others get caught in the crossfire of that, because then I think she expects others to hit those standards as well. Anyway, that miniseries was called Self-Made. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, because gosh, that feels like it was a long time ago. It was like the beginning of the pandemic that I watched it. Anyway, if it is still on there, it is definitely worth watching. I think you guys will like it. So Ramona's on her feet now. She has been most of the evening, and, she's got to go now. And Ebony said, before you go, which, again, this is Ramona's house. I find that hilarious. But she said, before you go, Sonia Morgan mentioned to me that she had a problem with you posting that picture that I liked and reposted of me and you on Instagram. Ramona goes, because she was jealous. Sonia loves the attention. When she saw I gave you attention, she was resentful. And Ebony goes, look who's lecturing. You're standing up. Ramona gets all playful and cute. Guys, I did not see it ending this way. And she sits down practically on top of Ebony's lap. She's that close to her on the couch. And takes Ebony's arms and puts them around her. And she goes, I was just feeling attacked. Ebony goes, but I wasn't attacking. I just wanted you to know who C.J. Walker was. Because I knew you were then going to go tell your friends. I wanted you to have it right. And then Ebony's getting playful. And she's like, I'm not a big scary monster, you crazy lady. And I don't want to feel like we have a no-fly zone in our friendship. And she's like, do you know what that means? And Ramona says, yes, but, that's about 50-50 whether she really does know what she means. And then Ramona said, I want to know about your feelings. And Ebony said, and I believe you do. I think you do. So don't say, I don't want to hear about you being black. Ramona, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning researching all of that. It was like cramming for a test. Ebony's coming over tonight. And Ebony's like, okay, and you're tired, and I get that. But I'm not going to treat you with kid gloves because you are a strong white woman, Ramona. And you're a strong black bitch. Okay. Ebony kind of laughs and goes, yeah, I am. In her confessional, Ebony goes, so, overall a show, but one that we survived. Honestly, Like I said, I did not see that evening ending in hugs and laughter, but it did. All right, and that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. What did you think of this episode? I always want to hear from you guys. All right, I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.